All right, everybody. We are ready. Go ahead and raise your hand if you have a question. Tim, go ahead.
Hey, Scott. I think you mentioned the resiliency of your group before the game, and I think you have a couple of times this year to come from 18 down the other night in Brooklyn to win that way, to win a grind out tonight and hold this team to 30 points in the last 22 minutes. What's that say again about just the resiliency that this group has shown?
Well, we fought through a lot of things that not a lot of teams, well, no teams ever got it. From what we all had to go through this year around the world. We had to do it in an NBA season. But we fought and we kept fighting, and that's what we're going to do. I mean, we're not happy with our win total, but we're going to keep competing. I thought it was a gutty win. It was a lot of things were against us. We didn't have a good enough game last night. Had a bad start last night. Took a lot of energy coming out. We had a chance to cut it to 1 with 3.5 minutes to go, and did not do that. And we did. By the time everybody probably got to bed, is I don't know, 5 o'clock in the morning. We seemed to get to the hotel 3:45, 4 o'clock. By the time everybody fell asleep, and then you have to do the early morning test at 8:30. Maybe that's the key to success. Sleep is overrated. Just get a couple hours sleep and take a longer nap. But I thought our guys had energy and juice, and we were mixing things up on the defensive end. We're going to have to just continue to do that, until we can figure out how to guard the 3-point line, how to guard the one-on-one. And, we threw a lot of zone in there, and I thought it helped.
Was that your best defensive effort in the second half that you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, we fought. I thought the first half, at the first half, they jumped on us in that stretch, but I thought it was the offense. We took probably 9 bad shots that led to easy transition, and our shooters that need time and need space, they took a couple of bad looks. And I thought we cleaned that up. We talked about it at halftime. We cleaned it up. We took good shots, got back in transition. They didn't have the fast break opportunities. When you make a team score the half court every time, you give yourself the best chance to get a stop in the league.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks.
Matt?
Hey, Scott. We've asked a lot about Bradley scoring over the years, but, tonight he passed Michael Jordan's previous record of, I think it's 17 straight games of 25 points. Just what makes Brad a special scorer? And, there's been some prolific scores for this franchise in particular. Just what puts him along that same company?
Well, I think when I think of Brad, 2 things come to mind: winner and toughness. And, when I first got here, just seeing him prepare and work and train and condition, and seeing him this past summer doing the same thing, is toughness. He never gets credit for the toughness. A lot of times scorers don't. And a lot of times, just because the guy has a high scoring average, they don't want to say that he's an all-around player, and they don't want to say that he's tough. But he's a winning basketball player, and that we're not winning enough right now. But he's tough. He's tough. He plays, man. He plays, and he wants to. I mean, he was fighting me for every minute tonight. I'm glad that we had the key to the game. I thought was at the start of the 4th quarter. We took Brad out. It was a tough decision. But it gave him a chance to get his legs and get some rest. And I thought we did a good job of getting a shot, taking care of the ball, and making them take some time off the clock and not getting any easy points in transition against us.
And, he's been leading the league in scoring, but he's a few points past the next guy, Kevin Durant. Just what does it say about him when not only you're leading the league in scoring, but you're that many points kind of past the next guy?
Well, what he's doing offensively, you don't see it. You don't see it often. You don't see it. I mean, obviously James Harden had it the last few years, but what Brad's doing, he's doing it without having the ball in his hand. Throughout the game, he's coming off. He scores in so many different ways. He scores at the free throw line, which I don't think is enough. He scores in transition. He scores in pick and roll. He scores in pin downs. Thing that he doesn't do is that he doesn't post up. I think he's eventually going to be able to post up. Like he does have a good post up game that we can maybe get that going. But he can score in so many different ways. That's why it's hard to guard him, because we sprinkle the ball all over the floor. He's on either side. He can go either hand. He's baseline scorer, double scorer, top of the key, mid-court scorer, transition scorer. He can play pretty good. Want any more, Neil? I know you're nodding your head. Or you agree with me on all those things?
Ava?
No, keep naming ways in which he can score.
Right?
What did you see in the third quarter? It looked like things slowed down a little bit, but you guys held them to 17 points. What did you see that you liked in that stretch?
Well, we didn't turn it over. We didn't take bad shots. That's what we got on them at halftime. We just need to control the game. You know, I knew going into this game that we had to really take care of the ball and not give a lot of points in transition and not make this a track meet. You know, knowing that Russell was not going to play and the hour that we got in and the early morning testing. Thank goodness that we got an 8 o'clock start. I think that does help. So kudos to the league on that. But I thought the second half, we just controlled the tempo and we just chipped away at the lead and just chipped away. But like I said, that key to the game was that 3 or 4 minutes in that fourth quarter when Brad got out of the game and we were able to manage that time with him out.
And Rui, coming off of his good offensive game last game, had a couple of big contests at the bucket late in the fourth. What'd you see from his defense?
Yeah, it's better. I thought he was much more aware. The game, I mean, and this is not a knock on Rui and Danny. There's a lot of things that happen that you need experience to see it time and time again, and sometimes it takes a few years. I said it yesterday. I think Rui's not even, maybe he's right at like 60 games in his career, and Danny's at 12 or whatever he is at 10. So there's a lot of things that the game that they're going to get better game by game, practice by practice, year by year. I wish they were all 26 and 27 years old and they would be able to handle all the things that are thrown at them. The game is fast, but I thought Rui took a little step in the right direction, and Denny as well. And I give credit also Alex. I thought Alex Rolo did his job, and then Alex came in and did his job. Alex played a lot of minutes straight, and that was a tough decision for me to roll with him and take him out. But I thought he was big at the basket. He made some timely plays and screens and passes. I wish he would have made the game. The game did not reward him in that left corner three. That would have been a nice shot for him.
Fred?
Scott, what'd you see from Troy Brown tonight?
I thought he played with an urgency. I thought he played with some force, and I like it. He's going to have to continue to do that. We need it. We've been looking for an extra a player or two, and everybody's gotten opportunities. He got an opportunity tonight. Give him credit with our staff. It's hard. It's hard when you're out in the safety protocol and missed a lot of time before that, and to get your mind right is the number one thing. Troy's a great kid that he wants to do well, and I'm happy for him because he stayed with it. And a lot of times guys get bitter and they blame everything on everybody else. He's gotten good opportunities, and he's a young player. He's going to get more opportunities. This is a good start. Hopefully we can add to this, and sometimes you don't have to worry about getting minutes. You just have to worry about playing your minutes well, and I thought he played them well tonight. He had a couple of moments that we all wish he could have taken back, but I thought he was solid throughout the game. He made some big timely shots, big time rebounds. I thought his defense, he stayed into the ball and fought over screens. He's gonna have to continue to do that.
Neil?
Scott, if I remember correctly, we've asked you this before about not fouling up 3, but given that Miami, has a couple lethal shooters from that, what's the decision here specifically to not foul before Hero even gets the ball?
Yeah, well, the decision was the foul, so we just didn't execute it. We finally got something to go our way. We wanted the foul. We wanted the 2 opportunities. And this is the unfortunate thing with no shoot around and no practice time, and not a lot. And then you got to put your priorities in place, and sometimes late game situations. But yeah, our plan was if we're going to force them to catch the ball, go back to the basket, and on the first dribble, foul. I thought Rui had a chance to foul him about 1 or maybe even 2 dribbles that he should have fouled. But once you don't initially, these players are so good at seeing your hands reach into the cookie jar, and they just go up, and the referees are put in the tough position. So at that point, when we did not have the foul after that exchange, he made the right decision by not fouling him and just let him take a tough shot over. But initially, we wanted the foul. We didn't execute it. But it's on me. I mean, those are things that we have to practice and you have to work on.
Yaron?
Coach, can you talk about the zone defense? Maybe I missed that in the first part.
Yeah.
And then also about that dunk by Denny and the missed dunk. Did you like that extra aggressiveness?
The missed dunk or the dunk? Which one?
On both.
I liked. I thought Denny played a solid game tonight. What we're trying to do is we're trying to teach him how to be a pro. And I think he's done a pretty good job of the professionalism that he brings, the work ethic that he brings, but the experience that he needs is going to take time. And I know we want him to play well and play every night, but I thought tonight was another step in the right direction. It's a hard league. It's a hard league to play. It's a hard league to start, especially a 19-year-old to come in and start. He's playing against first-line players. A lot of times the younger players get to come off the bench and they play against second-line players. And he has to guard the good players. And we all know how many dynamic players there are on the wings. And he's done a pretty good job. Not a great job, but a pretty good job that he's going to keep getting better because he cares. His give a crap level is high. And his willing to work is high, and his ability to absorb, and he's smart. He's a smart kid that he's going to pick things up. I like his aggressiveness. I like the fact that Brad found him a bunch of times, and that says a lot about him. One of your best players is trusting you to make shots.
And that zone defense?
Oh, his own defense, I thought it was good. We put it in a while back, our full court press, and through getting back. I think we put it against Phoenix, and then we had some success. We haven't been to it as much, but we need to keep doing it until we figure out how to get some consistent stops on the defensive end. But last night it was hard to do it because they made so many 9 threes in the first half and kind of get a little worried. But I thought that controlled the tempo and it put us in a good spot. But I thought our offensive execution, our good shots allowed us to get back in defense because we had time to get back into our zone.
Ferdinand?
Hello, coach from Puerto Rico. The team has looked better these last few games. What has been your message to the players this week?
Staying together is always important, and it's a different times right now. But the most important thing is that we help each other. When you're struggling, you need to help each other. You need to help each other score. You need to help each other get a stop. And we all understand that. If we're not happy where we are, but I'm pretty proud of the guys' ability to stick together because a lot of times when things don't go well, you got a lot of distractions that want to separate you. But that's just you just gotta. That's been around forever and that's not going anywhere. But once you get separated, it's hard to bring it back. But our guys are pretty close, and we just got to keep building off of playing good basketball. We know we have a lot of games this month, and I keep saying it. We need games. Unfortunately, we tripped one last night. If we would have had a better start, maybe it would have been a different outcome. But came back tonight. We can't worry about yesterday. You got to look forward and play forward, and that's what we're doing.
Matt?
Coach, apologies if you addressed this already, but was the Mo a rest thing tonight or a matchup kind of situation?
No, it's a matchup. We got, like I've said, we have three solid centers, Rolo, Alex, and Mo. And it's hard to play all three. We've tried to a few games, but it's hard. You got to pick. Tomorrow night might be, or the next night might be a little more Mo. But they're all team guys. They all cheer for one another, and that's when you have we have a good that position is going to be by committee, and it's solid. Everybody seems to want each other to do well. Even our point guard. I mean, Cash is not in the mix now, but Hau and Ish and Russell. We got three solid ones there, and Hau is a good shooter, so he can play a little bit of the small guard lineup. But yeah, Mo is just that's the way this turned. He's fine.
Last question for Zach.
Coach, this is your first road to in whatever city. What are your feelings after the first game and going to the second game, playing the same team on the road? I mean, you're in Miami, could be worse, but just kind of this is a new thing for you.
Yeah, I mean, we could be anywhere right now. We're pretty much stuck in our hotel room, and we get to walk outside for an hour to get exercise. So I've only used 53 minutes of mine today, so hopefully you guys can let me off of this so I can go run for 7 minutes to South Beach and back. Yeah, I mean, we got to have an optional day tomorrow, and I hope everybody comes, and just to get out of the hotel. It's good to get some vitamin D and get into the gym. But normally when we do have optional days, we have just about every player. I'm sure Brad's going to need some rest, the way he's been playing and carrying us and back-to-backs and getting up early and testing and this and that. But I have a great view from my hotel. I'll enjoy that.
Thanks, Coach. Enjoy the win.
Appreciate it, guys. Be safe. Good job, man.
All right. We will start here with, we'll just go back to Zach for the first question here.
DB, how'd you feel going on this back-to-back, your first since, returning from the protocols and everything and, getting your legs under you?
Well, all I focused on was getting as much sleep as possible. In the morning, I had to wake up for testing, then went back to sleep because, got like about 4.5 hours of sleep at night. And nap time, lunch, and basically that was it. That was the key. Get some treatments, get some sleep, and get ready.
You've been on this team now, your second season. I know a lot of the games like this tonight haven't gone your way over the past 2 years. How did it feel for, to get those stops and make the free throws and have it go your way?
Definitely felt great. It's encouraging to win the game with defensive stops. On offense, if you make shots, then that's an NBA in the whole world. The percentages of making those game-winning shots, last-second shots, is small. So if you get stops on defense and win the game that way, it gives you a better chance also going forward.
Fred?
Hey, Davis. Just more generally, I know you were kind of all the way back at one point, but now after you were out the couple of weeks, where would you say your conditioning is at after missing that time?
Somehow physically conditioning feels good. Those 4 days that I had before the first game coming back, got a lot of work in. And that way I feel I can run a lot, coming on back-to-back games. I didn't really feel tired on the court. And in that sense, everything's good. But, just the rhythm of the game. Those 2 weeks in your hotel room doing absolutely nothing is brutal. So it's just getting the feel for the game back and more like that. And, I got to be patient. Sometimes like in my mind, I'm still in previous season, the middle of the season when I was in great rhythm and everything was falling. So I got to be patient. I definitely got to put the team first and, wait for the good looks.
And correct me if you think that I'm wrong on this, but it seems to me at least that most of your misses seem to be missing short, and you're not really missing long as much. If the conditioning is there, why do you think that is?
That's a good question because if I could answer you, I would be really happy. And I think in 2 days I come in here and make every shot. But overall, I think it's just the feel, also the touch, everything. It's like because when I let it go, most of those shots felt good. So that's the problem, that they feel good. If I miss and they feel bad, then I know what's the problem. So I think it's gonna just take some patience, get the rhythm, get the good looks first, and then that's slowly gonna get me back in that shooting shape.
Neil?
Hey, Davis, to follow up on that a little bit, just how would you compare and contrast when you were coming back after, not really having a training camp to coming back now after the protocol?
The difference is then when I started with the team, I felt like I was conditioning wise, I wasn't in good shape. This time it just feels it more kind of disrupted the rhythm, especially the last game before that break was I had a good shooting game and kind of had a feeling that it's slowly coming back and the confidence going up, and having that break that kind of disrupted that a little bit.
Ferdinand? Ferdinand, you might be on mute if you're talking. All right, we'll go to Christos.
Hello, Davis. Congratulations on the win. What it means the way that you won tonight? How big boost you get about the way that you won? And also, how enjoyable for you is to share the court with Bradley Beal?
As a win, it's important to win, to get some wins, to get the confidence. Especially that we didn't let them score that many points this game and having to win that way. Because offensively, we still have a lot of room to improve, because shots are still not falling, and winning a game that way is encouraging. Because, last year, also this year, many games we were a team that's scoring 120 points easy, sometimes even more. So, defense is the key that way. And sharing the court with Bradley Beal, that's honestly on offense is easy. It's very easy because they have to put two defenders on him to even slow him down a little bit. They sometimes don't even stop him that way. And that just opens up for everybody else. We get good open looks. I think once we start hitting those, we're going to be a much more dangerous team.
And you believe he deserves to be the starting guard in All-Star game?
So I think there's no question about it. Like his game speaks for itself. So I don't think that we need to advertise that he's an all-star. He was supposed to be last year, and this year there's no question about it.
Thank you. And try Ferdinand one more time.
Hello, Davis from Puerto Rico. What this victory means for the team and how this one helps the team?
It gives us one more win in the win column. Gives us confidence a little bit more. Gives us that boost that we need. Especially again that we're fighting till the end to get the win at the end. That's important. It's very important, and because that could be that's a morale booster. If you lose a game like that when you fight till the end, that just makes it a lot tougher. Like sometimes those losses are tougher than the ones that you lose by 20 and 30.
Thank you.
Thank you, Davis.
Thanks.
We'll go ahead and start with Christos.
Hello, Rui. Congratulations on the win. How big boost you get from the way that you won tonight? And do you believe it was kind of a statement about your potential as a team?
Yeah, we've been actually we've been playing good. We started playing good. We started playing together as an offense and defense, and then now we had a great game against the Nets, Brooklyn. And then last night we actually had it against the Blazers, but tonight we played very good defense and we had a win.
Ava?
Rui, can you kind of take us through your last big contest of the bucket there when you're up in Jimmy's face and you're fighting for that rebound and kind of giving him elbows and everything?
You know, he's one of those guys, you know, he's trying to get fouled, he's trying to get into your bodies and stuff. So I had to be strong, and then you know I knew he got like I think 5-6 offensive rebounds. So if the balls go off, I knew you know he was gonna jump. So I just got a rebound, and yeah, I think that was a big play.
And Scott said he felt like you took a step in the right direction tonight. Did you feel like you're putting something together, or maybe you're getting your legs back after the rest? How did you feel?
Yeah, I mean, tonight I missed a lot of shots, but you know, defensively, and then rebound, the passing, I think it was good. You know, play for a team. I always play for a team to win, and then tonight we had a great team win.
Fred?
Hey, Rui. How do you view the game defensively differently now than you did when you first came into the league? What parts of defense are easier for you to read?
I think just the personnel. You know, there's a lot of players, and then they like you know, the guy who can shoot well, who can like drive, you know, like get into the body, and like tonight Jimmy Butler, you know, he's really good at finishing around the rim. Rebound a lot of guys, you know. You just need like, you know, to know the personnel, and then yeah, that's how you gotta play. And then my first year, I almost had no idea like who's which one, and now I kind of got used to it, and I start getting to know it and watch a lot of film with the coaches, and yeah, I think that's helping them.
Neil?
Hey, Rui. Scott was telling us that the play design at the end was to foul Miami when they were up 3. Is that something that was clear to you, and then you just couldn't react in time before, you know, potentially risking fouling the shooter?
Yeah, I was gonna foul, but it was kind of late. He already passed to the what's his name, the Tyler Hill. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead. But yeah, that was a play I was supposed to foul, but yeah, I didn't do it.
Was there an option to foul Bam as soon as he caught it?
Yes. But I was too late. So yeah, just because you know maybe he can just put the shoes and like give it a free throw and stuff. So I just stayed.
Ferdinand?
Hey, Rui from Puerto Rico. What do you think of this beginning of the season that you have had so far? What is what you expected, or you think you can do it better?
You know, as a team right now, I think our offense is pretty good. You know, I think we like a second in the league. Our defense is very, you know, low. So, you know, I think we just gotta improve more defense. And tonight we showed that, you know, the defense was pretty good. You know, we mixed it up zone, and then that worked. And then I think we're just getting better as a team. You know, the defense really, and then our offense always good. So I think defense is the key to win all those games.
Thank you.
And Ava?
Rui, you've talked to us so much about how weird your first couple of years have been and how disjointed with all the breaks and the COVID and everything like that. What has the coaching staff's message to you been, in particular this month, as you're trying to work your way back?
They just told me to be aggressive, you know, like both ends, you know, defensively and offensively, communicate, just be aggressive. I think those are things that they've been telling me, you know.
All right, we'll go ahead and switch over to Japanese. Give us one moment here, and then Zach Kuma will take over.
Okay, I guess we're good to go. Thanks, Scott. 八村選手、よろしくお願いします。
はい、お願いします。
見事な勝利でした。おめでとうございます。チームは終盤よく守りきりましたね。
そうですね。今日は 終盤、ゾーンもミックスして、僕らの得意なゾーンで、相手も戸惑ってたので、そこで結構差がついたなと思ったので、よかったです。
2試合前のブルックリン戦からチームに粘りがついてきたように感じますか？
そうですね、絶対チームに今日も出てきましたし、チームとしてはもっと、なんですか、まとまりが出てきたなって感じがあります。
八村選手は昨日34分の出場、今日は35分の出場でしたけど、コンディションはいかがですか？
全然大丈夫です。
あと、メンタルのコンディションにも先日触れてましたけど、メンタル面どうですか？整ってきましたか？
そうですね、どんどん、試合もたくさん今週入ってくるので、これからも入ってくるの2月、その中で集中ができてきてるなっていうのは思います。
今日は試合で残り1分、1点リードの場面でバトラー選手をよく止めましたけど、ディフェンスの手応えはいかがでしたか？
そうですね、ディフェンスも僕らさっき言った通り、大事な一つで、もうずっと課題としてやってきてて、今日はそこができたので、勝ったんじゃないかなと思います。
八村選手自身のディフェンスの向上はどのあたりがポイントだと思いますか？
僕としては、もう最初、この2年目のシーズンなんですけど、だんだん相手の特徴とかパーソナルが分かってきて、できてきてるなっていう感じであります。
今日は11得点、9リバウンド、5アシストと非常にオールラウンドなゲームだったと思いますけど、そのあたりいかがですか？
そうですね、今日序盤最初は、いいリズムで入れたんですけど、途中からシュート落として入らなくなってきたので、その中で、ディフェンスだったり、リバウンドだったり、アシストで貢献しようとしてやりました。
あと、昨日の試合後に伺うことができなかったんですけど、昨日はフィールドゴールが12分の10、キャリアハイの成功率 83% でしたけど、シュートタッチ良かったですね。
そうですね、この勢いでどんどんアグレッシブにやっていきたいなと思います。
ありました。僕から最後なんですけど、チームは昨日マイアミ入りが明け方、朝の4時ぐらいだったみたいで、みんなかなり睡眠不足だったみたいなんですけど、次の試合までまずしっかりと睡眠を取りたいですね。
そうですね、それももちろんですし、体のケアもそうですし、メンタル面でも、今日夜ぐらいですかね、もうしっかり落ち着いて休憩して、明日からまた2戦目に向けて頑張っていきたいな。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。それではメディアの皆さんの質問に行きますが、質問がある方はレーズハンドボタンを押してください。では、宮地陽子さんお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。今日の結構鍵になった時間帯っていうのが4クォーターの頭に八村選手が出てきて、ビール選手と交代で出てきて、ビール選手がいない間に5点負けてたのを、3点リードまで持っていった時間帯だったと思うんですけれども、その間、ビール選手がいない中で、八村選手はどういったプレーを心がけていたんでしょうか。
そうですね、ビルも休憩というか、一回一息つきたかったので、その部分で僕もチームとして、もっとアグレッシブにやっていかなきゃいけないなと思ったので、そういうところを意識してやりました。
コーチからはなんか指示があったんですか、その時間帯に関して。
いや、特にそれはないです。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
山脇明子さんお願いします。
はい、どうもお疲れ様です。すみません、お疲れ様です。
はい。
はい、ちょっとザックさんの質問と重なる部分があるんですけれども、今日昨日もそうでしたけど、すごくアグレッシブで、シュートを外しても、もうアグレッシブさをなくすことなくずっとプレーしていて、第4クォーターも大事なところですごくいいディフェンスをしたりして、もう体調的にも、精神的にも体的にも、もうかなりもう普通にサンズ戦ぐらいの時まで戻っているという感じですか？
そうですね。リズムが、取るのが難しかったんですけど、この最初の2試合ぐらい、コロナのあれで開けてから、今、ブルックリン戦ぐらいからちょっとずつリズムを取れてきて、もっとアグレッシブにできてきてるので、そこは続けてやっていきたいなと思います。
はい。あとすいません。あと一つちょっとゲームと関係ないんですけれども、もしよければ五輪の組み合わせが決まったんですけれども、
はい、
それをどのように思っていますか？
僕としてもすごい楽しみですし、見た通りアルゼンチンも入ってますし、ラモスさんの故郷なので、そこはすごい 楽しみな一戦じゃないかなと思います。
はい、ありがとうございます。
杉浦大輔さんお願いします。
はい、八村選手、勝利おめでとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
はい、先ほど英語でも出てたバトラーを封じた最後のディフェンスなんですけど、ファールもらうのが非常にうまい選手で、ファールができないっていう難しい場面だったと思うんですけど、あそこはご自身でも振り返って、うまく体使って思い通りのプレーができたという感じですか？
そうですね、僕としても、ファール取るのがうまい選手で分かってたので、ここでは体強くいこうと思って、簡単にファール、手を、なんていうんですかね、手を上げて、ファール取られないように、そういう意識してディフェンスしました。
ここ2戦ぐらいはディフェンスもすごいいいと思うんですけど、オフの間に体重増やして、フィジカル強くなったって自信を語ってらっしゃいましたけど、その点がディフェンスにもうまく使えてるっていう感じはありますか？
そうですね、動きも良くなってきてるなと思いますし、そういうところ、体の使い方とかもそういうところもだんだん良くなってるな。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
それでは最後に奥岡幹弘さんお願いします。
日刊スポーツ奥岡です。先ほどのオリンピックの質問とちょっとかぶっちゃうんですけれど、アルゼンチンとスペインのそれぞれの印象みたいなのって教えていただけますか？
アルゼンチン、スペインも世界でずっとバスケでずっと戦っている強いチームの一つで、本当トップのチームの一つでやってきた中で、こう来てて、こういうコロナとかの影響で、選手が誰が入るかとか分かんないんですけど、チームとしてはそういうチーム力がすごいある両方ともチームだと思うので、そういうチーム力のあるチームに負けないように僕らもどんどんチーム力を上げていかなきゃいけないなと。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
はい、八村選手ありがとうございました。
はい。
Back to you, Scott.
All right, we'll start here with Brad. Fred, go ahead.
Hey, Brad. You broke 5-point games to begin a season, and you broke Michael Jordan's record. What is that like for you to be able to hear that you broke a Michael Jordan record?
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's pretty cool. It's a remarkable achievement. It's not something you always shoot for, but it's amazing to just hear all the stats and that we come up with in our game. And, it's just to pass him is, it's always a great feeling. It's always something you always kind of, put in your accolades, but, at the same time, felt even better getting it in a win, So, it was a milestone in a lot of fashions tonight. And so I was happy. We got the dub overall, but, to pass Mike, like you said, Fred, was means a lot.
Neil?
Hey, Brad, after, a somewhat disappointing loss last night, what was the message and tone of the team that you wanted to share with them to say, okay, let's put that behind us and, we have another opportunity here?
Well, Coach kind of lit a fire up under us last game and then coming into this game. It was just a matter of us. We kind of showed our hand tonight, but we showed it, in Brooklyn too. It's like we're showing we can win games. We're showing we can defend. We're showing we can move the ball on offense. It's just consistency. I think I said that last game. It's just being more consistent, being confident in everything that we do out there on the floor, and bringing it every night. Because it's the NBA. It's the highest level of basketball, and teams aren't going to feel sorry for us, and teams aren't going to stop. Games aren't going to stop either. So just going to continue to come, and we just got to be ready to go, and no matter who it's against.
Ava?
Brad, Scott called this game a step forward for both Rui and Denny. What did you see from them, maybe particularly on the defensive end from Rui? Do you agree with that assessment?
Oh yeah, they're both just coming into their own. I always say I don't put my expectation bar super high for them because they're supposed to just learn. Denny's whole rookie year should be about learning. Granted, we're throwing you into the fire. We want you to make an impact, but he's going to make mistakes. Rui's going to make mistakes, and they're just coming into their own. It's good to be able to have them back both healthy for one, and two, they're finally getting their legs up under them. So We're just putting them in positions to succeed on both ends of the floor, you know, and they began to accept that challenge on the defensive end because they know teams are going to attack them. You know, teams are going to respect their defensive ability, so they say. So tonight they did a good job of accepting the challenge and guarding one-on-one.
And Scott also shared with us, I don't know if we kind of realize when you guys get in on the road like this and you're not getting to bed until 4 and you've got to get up for the test at 8:30, just how much harder is it this season, literally because you have less sleep? Scott also mentioned you guys obviously aren't practicing shooting around as less, so the communication is harder. Can you speak just a little bit to that extra challenge?
Yeah, it's tough because I know I didn't go to sleep till about 5:30 last night. And you gotta wake up at 8 and take a test. So it's like I said, this last game too. It's like this isn't normal. This whole year isn't normal. The season isn't normal. Everything is different. The testing is different. So you know, it's just what we got to do in order to be out here on the floor. You know, it's not fair, but you know, we're not the only team that goes through it. So it's not like a woe is me or pity on us type moments or feelings. So you know, we just got to do what we got to do. And you know, thankfully we found some rest and energy somewhere and came able to do it.
Matt?
Hey, Brad. Going back to Michael's thing real quick, about the all-time record holder for that streak is Wilt Chamberlain, and he did it throughout an entire season. I guess, one, do you think it's possible for this to keep going? I know you're not maybe concerned about it, and then just when you hear that Wilt Chamberlain did it over the course of an entire season, what's kind of your reaction?
Well, if one man did it, it's definitely possible. So there's your answer to that. And then two, I'm not worried about it. So you answered that one for me too. So there you go.
All right, thanks, Brad.
Yeah.
You're on.
Brad, you talked about the defense being better today. Is that something you can replicate? Maybe that zone defense that we saw in the second half?
We gotta be more consistent. You know, it's whether no matter what defense we're playing, you know, we gotta be more consistent with our effort, with our communication, rebounding, and everything that goes into it. You know, the zone affected them a lot tonight. We kind of mixed it in, and you know they didn't really know how to really beat it until they ran one play specifically, and I think they scored with a Jimmy Butler lob or whatever it was. That was their counter. But we did a good job of just matching up, being physical, you know, making them take and make tough shots if that was the case. You know, so like I said before, we showed our hand, man. We gotta be better on defense, accept those challenges on a nightly basis. You know, Miami's a good team, you know. So we got them again on Friday, and it's going to continue to get more competitive.
Hello, Brad. Congratulations on the win. What it means, this win, with the way that you won tonight, and it was a kind of a statement about your potential as a team.
I mean, we still got a long way to go. You know, we're not in a position to be making statements right now. You know, we got a lot of groundwork to make up, and we got to prove that we're a winning team. You know, so it's not like we're sending messages or anything like that. Like, granted, yeah, we are every time we step onto the floor, but our objective is to win. Our objective is to not be 5 and 13, whatever the record is. You know, so we got to be better. You know, there's not like a big celebratory thing in the locker room. Yeah, we're happy. You know, we're enlightened, but at the same time, you know, we're hungry for more. We're hungry to be better. So that's a positive, and that's a great feeling to have. You know, we definitely take wins how they come. It was a grinded out, tough win tonight. And that's something that we need. You know, I think that's a stepping stone for us, hopefully projecting us forward.
Mikahiro?
Oh, sorry. I have no question. Sorry.
Quentin?
What's up, B? How long does it typically take you to figure out what a defense is doing to you? I know early they were doubling you a lot on dribble handoffs, forcing the ball out of your hands, and then fast forward to the fourth quarter, you had the corner where you snatch, throw it over, and then went body to body with Jimmy. How long does it typically take you to diagnose the defense, and or is that just a constant thing throughout the entire game?
It doesn't take long. Usually I know how they're going to play out the gate, depending on what bigs they have, like big mobile guys like Bam can guard 1 through 5, so he was switching. I knew Kelly Olynyk and, the rest of their team was either going to show or switch. And those are the matchups that I wanted. Granted, I had Bam a lot of times. But I was trying to take advantage of those guys who I felt like couldn't guard. So our guys did a good job of just setting those screens. And throughout the course of the game, they kept 2 on the ball. They didn't leave until I picked the ball up or got rid of the ball. So my biggest thing was just making sure, try to keep Bam out of as many pick and rolls as possible, and force a lot of the other guys to come out and guard. And then the one play you were saying specifically, the whole game I was trying to beat guys around the screen, and they wouldn't. They defended it well. It was me versus the sideline essentially, and they were taking away my splits too. So they did a hell of a job of defending everything that I wanted to do. But to answer your question, I usually know what's going on pretty early. But it's funny, the biggest adjustment was at the end of the game with the split in the corner.
Appreciate it, B.
Yeah.
Ferdinand.
Hello, Brad from Puerto Rico. How does it feel to compete against Jimmy Butler and get this win for the Washington fans?
It's always great. And Jimmy's an unbelievable player. He's a star in our league, true leader. And it's always competitive when we play. He always just wants to win, whatever it looks like. He always takes the hardest, toughest defensive challenge. And it's always competitive. I have nothing but respect for Jimmy. And it feels good to be able to come out with a win. We didn't just beat him, we beat the Miami Heat. So it definitely feels good to be in the win column, but we still got a lot of work to do.
What has been your message to the team in these difficult times?
Stay together, stay consistent. That's it. Teams aren't going to feel sorry for us, fans, media. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. Nobody's going to dig us out of this hole but ourselves. And the only way to do that is collectively together. And then, when we have games like this, games like Brooklyn, games, in which we win, Minnesota game, it's just consistency, playing that same way, playing with that same energy, playing with that same fire, same focus for 48.
Thank you.
And last question for Zach.
Brad, you've been here for Troy's journey for him to step up tonight and get that chance. Did you say to him before, during the game?
Washington. Mute my man. What'd you say, Zach?
Just about Troy tonight. What have your conversations been like with him? I know he was in the protocols, and for him to step up, on both ends.
It was. I'm proud of him because he didn't get a lot of burn last game, coming off protocol, and he was ready to go tonight. We threw him in the fire a little bit at the point guard position, and he handled it well. And that's a sign of a true pro, being ready when your name is called. So I was definitely happy for him. He made some big shots, big plays. Was guarding well. Troy has great size, so we need him. We need him every single game. So it was great to be able to see Coach trusting him, and he got some burn tonight.
All right, thank you, Brad.